Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for coming. I know we're all here for Dancing Under the Stars, but we're here for science too. And so if you joined us this morning, we had a very successful launch overall. However, the radio sound was faulty and it did not collect any of the data, unfortunately. So we decided to do round 2, and thanks to our hotel staff and our captain, I didn't even have to convince anyone. It was great. So we did have to slow the ship down a little bit and work all of our magic in order for this to happen. And luckily, everyone is very much, had their inner nerd come out. So I'm very grateful to have all the ship full of nerds, just like myself, and all for science. So we're very fortunate to be able to have this second attempt at this launch. I will be in Expedition Central all throughout the entire time that it is escalating. If you do want to pass by, if you find yourself a bit of a night owl, pass by and you'll be able to see the data being collected live. So as soon as this does work, I triple checked everything. So if this doesn't work, it's not my fault. I'm calling it that. So the doctor says so. So that's just what it's going to be. And no one here is going to say different, right? Okay, good. Thank you. And so here we have our weather balloon. It has been filled with helium. We love helium. We do not breathe in the helium, just in case, I feel like I should say this. And it is made of a biodegradable latex. So we actually have, as soon as this balloon is launched, this is why we wear these purple gloves. This is because the oils from our hands or our hair that comes in contact with the balloon can impact the integrity as it's ascending up through the atmosphere. So we wear these gloves just to protect the balloon in itself. It's biodegradable, so that means in about 8 months it will be tiny little pieces, and then in a few years it will actually be completely disintegrated. Now, it is attached to a radio sonde that Alina is going to hold up for me. This is that radio sonde. This is all of the technology we need. It's really great because it's so small, we're able to use a lot less helium over time. And so therefore, A, save money, and B, less resources overall, being able to, and the need to use the helium over time. So it's wrapped in a styrofoam, so when it does travel back to Earth, it will actually be able to float. If it's in water, if it's on land, it still it's around. Then it doesn't have to float, but it's around. And it releases a tiny, small frequency that if you're looking for exactly that frequency, you can actually find then the radio sonde again. Now, despite me asking the captain, we will not go looking for this very tiny little radio sonde again. But there are people that do dedicate their time. It's kind of like a scavenger hunt or geocaching that occurs then throughout the time in itself. So we're very fortunate that we're able to do that. And so it is time now officially for the launch. So I'm going to need some help, guys, for the countdown. If you were with us this morning, you know the drill. Starting from 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release! So that looks like a very successful launch, but I will verify that back on my computer when we're done here. And yes, it looks very similar to what it did this morning. But we'll verify that when we go. So the radio sonde, if you saw, it's actually attached to this small string, and that actually rests 30 feet below the actual balloon itself. And that is solely because the physics, if things rise at a high speed, it starts to produce heat. And so the 30 feet is so that heat will not impact the temperature of that data that's being collected of the actual atmosphere. So that's why we do have that small little green balloon with a string on it. And it will last about 2 to 2.5 hours before it does pop. It's expected to reach about 28 kilometers up into the atmosphere. So hitting right into that stratosphere zone that's there. So we're very fortunate to be able to do that. Please come by in Expedition Central. If you see me happy, everything's good. If you don't see me, I ran away and I don't want to talk about it. So It was so great to have you all on board here with us. Please enjoy now dancing at the sunset and under the stars. Ocean will be here momentarily. Thank you so much. Have a great evening, everyone.